why women destroy anything involving commitment. Modern women don't want to commit to anyone. You may be involved with a woman, and when it came down to progressing the situation that you are in with them, they would always try to sabotage it. They would deliberately try to destroy it, because it's not what they really desire. Women don't want relationships. They don't want commitment. They just want the right situation that works for them, which means it has to be one-sided. All of the effort has to come from you. It has to benefit them much more than it benefits you. And they have to be free from attachment. They have to be unrestrained and unrestricted, so they're not stuck to it. And with them lacking accountability, this is what women are looking for. But they will give you the impression that they want a relationship. They will tell you they're tired of meeting people, and everyone is bad. But they're just saying that to seal the deal, to get you to believe that they're really about commitment. But they're not. Women never want to commit because they're afraid of vulnerability. They don't want to be vulnerable. But to love someone and to have intimacy, you have to both be vulnerable to each other. But they're afraid of getting hurt. Modern women may seem tough and cold-hearted. They may show an insensitive and cruel disregard for people, but they're actually very weak and fragile. They're very afraid. But a lot of men don't see them that way. A lot of men think women are monsters, but they're actually very weak and fragile people, which is why they have to conceal it and act like they're something that they're not to protect themselves. Who they really are is not what they show you. You see them as this monster, but that's just the character that protects them. They don't really want confrontation. They just want you to see them as a threat. They want you to think that they're not to be messed with. And if you do that, you save them from an irritating inconvenience because they're afraid of being hurt. It's too risky for them to be vulnerable. If they commit to you, it increases the chances of them being disappointed if you should fail to support or help them as they had hoped or expected, which is why they choose to not open up to you. They're not very communicative or confiding. They're not so available or accessible. They give you a false character, and they're detached from the character that they're using to interact with you. That's how they're able to ghost you. That's how they're able to disappear like you never existed. because you were never dealing with them. You were dealing with a character that they put out to you to protect themselves and to manipulate you. Because if they were to be vulnerable with you, they would have to share the control. And they don't want to share control. They want to have it all to themselves. Because that's going to increase the chances of them not getting hurt. That's going to protect them. So this is the main reason why women destroy anything involving commitment. Their fear of being vulnerable. But they also fear making the wrong choice. That's why they're impossible to satisfy. They always want more. Nothing is ever good enough for them. Because they're afraid of making a mistake. They're full of pride. They have a high and inordinate opinion of their own dignity, importance, and superiority, so they feel that they deserve the best. They should have the best. So even though they may be in a relationship with you, they're constantly wondering what could be better, because they know you're not the best. They know there's something better out there. But that could be true for whoever they're dealing with. There's always going to be something better. But the problem is that women cannot find fulfillment in one man. They should be able to appreciate the person that they've been building with. But modern women will never develop that appreciation for you. They might feel like they have something good with you, but in their minds they imagine a future possibility that they could have more than what you're giving to them. Which is why they don't want to settle with you. Because then they would feel like they're missing out elsewhere. They're constantly questioning if they didn't pick the right person. It gives them a lot of anxiety. They don't like the feeling of making the wrong choice, because they feel like once they've made that choice, there's no going back. It feels like they're being trapped. And this is when they start to behave badly. The closer you get to them, the more they start to behave in a socially unacceptable and self-defeating manner. And it's as a means of venting their painful emotions of fear and frustration. Because they're expressing their unconscious feelings and impulses through their behavior without being aware of it. When you're trying to build a relationship with them, they act out because they feel uncomfortable. They fear losing their freedom. They don't want to miss out on anything. So they see commitment as a jail. It's like doing time. Because they have a compulsive desire for excitement and adventure. And they lose enthusiasm for things when the newness wears off. They like things that are new and interesting. And they like to have a variety of different men. So it's not in their nature to give themselves to one person, even if it is someone who loves and cares for them. Because commitment involves delaying some of your desires and needs, which is something they're not willing to do. They don't want to treat a relationship as more important than other things, because they have all of these other things that they want to do. So they fear depriving themselves. They fear the relationship taking something away from their personal enjoyment. If they were to be committed to one person, because then that would mean that they couldn't hook up with other people. They would have to follow what is generally held to be the correct line of behavior. They would have to be honest. And many of them may tell you that they want that. They will tell you that they can remain loyal and devoted to you, but most of them are not going to be loyal. They're not going to give up their freedom. They fear being responsible. They see it as a duty and responsibility that is hard to bear. They don't want to turn someone down who has given them attention or a compliment without entertaining it or flirting back. Because this is something that women will do even if they're in a relationship. If someone is giving them attention and they like it, they don't see it as something bad. So they're not going to turn it down. Because they see it as though it's doing something nice for them. They don't consider you. Because it frightens them to think about having to maintain the commitment that you would expect from them. They don't want you to depend on them for anything. They see it as though you're restricting them. They want to be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want. So when you're trying to develop or progress towards having something significant in a relationship with them, they will give you a negative and unfavorable response. They will behave badly. They won't let you move forward with them. Because they're trying to get you to stay at a certain level. They're trying to get you to feel like they're better when they're being themselves. When you let them do what they want. They're trying to get you to think that it's better for you, so that you won't expect anything more from them. They're managing your expectations of them. They're teaching you to accept treatment and behavior that is less than what you deserve, and less than what they're capable of doing. Because they don't want to do it. They don't want to be responsible. Because it interferes with their fun. It interferes with them having options. With their freedom. With them being able to do whatever they want to do. They lack morals and they hate authority. They don't want to be told what to do. They hate anything that has a structure or arrangement for them to conform to. They hate rules and standards. Which is why they destroy anything involving commitment. Because commitment is something that they don't want. It brings them anxiety. But they will agree with your ideas of commitment, as though it's something that you must adhere to, something that you must believe in and follow the practices of. You can't do it. You can't flirt with someone else. You can't respond to someone else's attention. You can't even think about doing any of that. But for them, it's different. They can do whatever they want, because they're not going to deny anything that brings them pleasure or satisfaction. It's one-sided and it's a double standard. It's a rule and standard of good behavior that unfairly you are expected to follow or achieve, but they are not, because it's only designed to benefit them. But they will tell you anything, and they will try to make it seem fair. But they will always be up to no good. They will be doing things behind your back. They will be thinking that what you don't know can't hurt you. If you don't know about a problem or misdeed, you will not be worried or harmed by it. It will not make you unhappy. Which is often what they will use to justify the behavior and for not informing you about a problem or misdeed.